As far back as I can remember, I've struggled with my weight. I even think it started before I was born, because when my mom was pregnant with me, at 5 months, she went into labor, and the doctors were able to hold off my delivery by pumping her with steroids. But because of that, I was born with a lot of complications. Then between the ages of 1 and 3, I couldn't eat regular foods because I was very hyperallergenic.
He was very allergic, very sensitive. It was very hard to get him to eat, and this caused him to be very underweight as a child. So we did worry about his weight because he was so small and so tiny. But when we were finally able to get him to eat, it was like it was a joy for him to eat. After that, anything he wanted, he got. If he asked for it, nobody would say no.
When my health began to improve, a lot of my allergies subsided. So many good tasting things had just been off limits for so long that I just went nuts with the food after that. So that's when I started to gain and put on more weight. But I didn't really notice it much until later. Even though I was already almost up to 100 pounds when I was 6. But that was only the start of it all, because right after that, my weight gain got a lot worse. Because between the ages of 7 to 10 is one of the most traumatic stages of my life. Things around the house really started to change. First, it was my grandmother passed away, and that hit me pretty hard. We were very, very close. She was like my second mom. And then we lost the house and had to move in with my aunt. And then after that, my mother had a stroke and had to learn how to re-function as a human. Sometimes I would find my mom on the bathroom floor, wet from pee, or soiled, because she didn't want to have to ask for help. When my mother had her stroke, I had to assume the position of mom. I had to cook and clean and give homeschool to myself and my siblings because there was nobody else to do it. My mom couldn't even physically take care of herself at that point. And my dad worked all day to pay the bills. My siblings were younger. I have 3 brothers and a sister, but all the work and everything just fell on me.
After that, my mom had a stroke. She had to be moved around in a wheelchair. So that did make Isaac have to step up a little bit more, because he started cooking meals, for the whole family.
I gained a lot through all that, and by the time I was 10, it was a good maybe 200 pounds. But after that, my weight gain slowed a little. Between the ages of 11 and 12, things got a lot better. Mom got a lot better. We went back into the school system, but all that struggle of how it felt didn't just go away. So I kept going to food because food was there and it helped. It was a comfort. So my weight gain did continue, and I put on at least another 100 pounds by the time I started high school, because I was over 300 pounds when I was 14. And at that point, I knew my size was a big problem. It kind of finally clicked. I was bigger, but I was comfortable in my body. So I don't feel like my weight was holding me back at that time.
Even though Isaac was overweight, it never stopped him from making friends because of his personality. Even in high school, where, kids can be so mean and bully people, he was never bullied.
Even at 300 pounds and over, I was very social. I was runner-up for most friendliest. I was homecoming prince my sophomore year. I was class president. I was in student council every year. I joined the jazz band. I was happy playing music, and I learned piano and saxophone and trumpet, and I loved it all. But after my sophomore year, that's when my weight really started holding me back from stuff. And when I got to around 450 pounds when I was 16, I had to stop doing band because I just couldn't physically do it. And that hurt me a lot. But I had no choice because I couldn't stop eating. You know, weekends, I just stay home and eat. I started to have trouble getting from class to class, but I was still able to graduate. Even though I was over 500 pounds. I did try to go to college, but during my first year, my mother was diagnosed with uterine cancer. So I decided to come home for the year to take care of mom because I knew she needed me.
After high school, he did receive a full scholarship to the university in Houston. And unfortunately, because I was diagnosed with cancer, he was forced to come back. But unfortunately, because he had been gone so long, he did lose his scholarship and was forced to come back home permanently.
After that, I was just staying home and eating. So my weight climbed over 600 pounds quickly.
He started avoiding phone calls from his friends. He stopped responding on social media. We would see him and that sparkle in his eyes was gone.
And now I'm 23 and I still live with her and my dad to help out with my brothers and sister and take care of my mom until she recovers from her cancer. But I never blame my mom for it. It's not her fault or anyone's. So when all that happened, it was hard, but it wasn't their fault, you know? But now I'm probably closer to 700 pounds. So my size has become an even bigger problem. Because I'm so big, I need help now. And that's the opposite of what the situation is supposed to be. It's my job to take care of everyone. And now that I need that, it makes me feel like I'm constantly failing. My mom had her surgery around 3 months ago. They were able to move her cervix, her uterus, her tubes, her ovaries. And we still don't even know if it made a difference or helped her get better. All we know is she still has stage 3 cancer and still has a lot of recovery to do. So now is when she needs me the most. And I let myself get to this place where I'm too big to do everything I should to help her. And I hate that. But then I still can't give up food and the feeling it gives me.
Ya
Yay,
llegó.
Dad's home.
Ya llegó.
Finally.
Okay, ¿listos?
All my life is mostly just cooking or eating. And if I'm cooking, then I'm eating too. So there's never really a time when I'm not eating. But I know the food is starting to kill me now. And that every bite I take, I get closer to the end of it all. I saw that firsthand recently because I have lymphedema and it got infected. We went to the emergency room and we found out it was cellulitis. And they began to treat me with antibiotics. But while they were doing that, I began to lose consciousness and slipped into a coma. I go into cardiac arrest. They're in the emergency room. I remember wanting to talk to my siblings because I thought I was gonna die and that was it. Everybody's done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm not. But thankfully, I was able to recover. And falling into a coma was as much of a wake-up call for me as it was to my family. But that still hasn't helped me stop. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Pa.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, I just called Ken to come pick me up so we can go get some burgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo,
Hey,
Hey.
Pa.
You hungry?
I guess. Yeah.
You could eat.
Yeah.
All right, Mom.
All right, y'all be careful.
We will. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Bye, I love you.
Love you too.
I know I need to stop eating, but I don't know how, so I just keep eating. But every day I don't change, I get worse and closer to something really bad happening. My mobility has been declining, but most recently, over this last year and a half, I've noticed decline faster. And I know soon I'm gonna be bedridden. What are you thinking about getting?
Or just fries and a burger.
I know what I'm getting.
3 double cheeseburgers, 20-piece nugget, 3 cookies.
Large fry.
Make that a frappe, large fry, and then a large drink.
Ooh.
All right, thank you.
You ready, kid?
Yeah, pass my stuff.
Here's your fries. I'm gonna take one. It's kind of crazy to say, but I can deal with the coma. But losing my mobility, that's basically being a vegetable. And that scares the crap out of me. Because I think if I let it get to that point, it'd be over for me. And that's gonna happen soon. So I know something has to change. I have to change. And if I don't do something different, I'm going to die. Because I can't live much longer like this.